evening, everybody. Oh. Don't know what happens with the music. Time for a bit of retro coding. Hello, Micro Man. How you doing, my man? Had to have a couple of nights off. Yesterday was insane. But you might have seen I've done a little bit in the daytime today. I'll get the game running just to see if it still works. I did have a very insane bug. Oh, got some gardening going on. You watched most of the stream. Nice one, nice one. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's getting there slowly, isn't it? Yeah, I think this session will be see, there's that bug there. Also, notice that he's made back alive. We want him to be completely dead when he's dead. I think it would be a real good bit of fun to make a bigger level. But yeah, the scrolling's looking pretty good. Can't complain at that. So maybe I could make him die properly first, the ghost. This should be a nice easy thing. We're already setting him to dead here. That's when he moves. You saw him stop on the screen there. Oh, I'm still running in 60 FPS and it seems to handle it now, so that's very good. Yeah, so when we're checking it's in view, we actually want to check right at the top here. Let's just see where this is called from. In fact, we don't actually want to do any of this once it's dead. Pretty sure it's IX plus 1. Yeah. Yo, Specky. Good evening, mate. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. It felt bad not coming on because I really wanted to, but I was just too knackered. I couldn't even come on to say that I wasn't coming on. You're dead, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. Object is dead, Dave. Let's see if that works now, at least when we go past. If I might have that, the positive. Oh, he's still there. That's a bummer. I was hoping that wasn't going to happen. I think the reason for that is it's not getting set the visibility bit. Attribute 3 it is, isn't it? I mean, I could just set it there. Maybe there was another way that I've already started doing. I think it might be easiest just to set it there. On your phone. How the main character is called and animated. Try and figure out the animation. Okay. 1 sec then, I'll just try and do this. There's one more thing I wanted to quickly do. Set not in view. See, that actually sets the visibility. And I'm just gonna call that to kill it. Just to finalize. So I should probably have a little kill. Well, let's just comment it. So I'll just check that works and then we'll look at the animation. But hey, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. He's now dead. Brilliant. So we've shown a way how to properly kill the enemies, basically. Head counts. Fair enough, man. Well, do you want me to have a look at the animation now? I didn't quite know what you mean about the main character being called. But if you look at the drawing routine, and then you look at my sprites where it has the notes, here. So this is your pattern ID. And pattern basically means a frame of a sprite, yeah? Let's go stops. Let's have a look at that. I didn't notice that. I don't know. I think I intentionally I wanted him to disappear. Obviously, his AI at the moment is terrible. He's just got a certain distance that he'll travel. The one flying at you at the bottom. He just travels straight for a set distance and then disappears. That's all he ever does. What we need to do is pretty soon is come up with a way of sharing the slots. Like these ghost walkers, I want them all to have the same slot, you know, or if there's going to be 2 of them, then they'll have 2 slots only. Cheers, Becky. Good to see you, man. Okay, so that seems okay so far. I was kind of thinking of making a bigger level now, and it could this could get messy and take me ages, you know. I'm just pushing to GitHub one more time. Okay. A level is quite a house of cards. There's a lot to remember if you change it, the width. But we're going to have to. We can't live with a level that wide. For now, I'm just going to continue doing it in this format here. Let's make it double the width. I think that'll be good enough for now. Alright. Does not like doing this. Hello, Moz, mate. Yeah, so I'll just get rid of this tool grave here for now. Gonna have to delve into GIMP or something and make some more tiles though, I'm afraid, pretty soon. Let's just make that all sky. Oh, forgot about this. Alright. I think that'll do, so for now. So I'm gonna get rid of this because I do like it, but we're not using it. I guess I'll just comment it out for now. Because it's pointless when they're all in order anyway. Oh. Okay, so that's all I needed to do in there. That's the same. Hopefully it's pretty robust actually. We've just changed the constant for world width. Maybe that's going to work for us. Just like that, yeah. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't now actually. I'm just going to try it. Sort it. Ah, huge errors. Something I've done in here. Oh dear. We can't define that many bytes in a single line. Nightmare. One sec, I'm opening my window. It's getting too hot. Nightmare. The error says over 128 bytes defined in a single line. Oh, it actually says a single dB. Okay, I should have left. Should have left them there then. Maybe like that. Okay, well that gave me a different load of errors. On the same line. Ah, it won't want a comma there anymore. Yeah, no errors. Right. Does it all break now? Well, that doesn't look good. I suppose I might have put the wrong tiles or something. And that black bit down here is because I put the sky instead of the ground. So maybe it's okay. Should see the big graves in a minute. Yeah, okay. It's pretty much worked. I hate to think how much data this is all using though, just for one level, you know. I mean, it'll be okay when, if you think about it, when you've got like platforms and everything, and each tile is different, you know, you'd have clouds, and it'll look quite good. At the moment, it's all just 56s, but it won't really be like that when you've made a proper game. This meta tiles thing is something we've got to look at one day. You know, maybe you'll have a sky, but it could actually probably be like tiles that size or something. Do you know what I mean? And there's probably then a way to make that smaller. I'm not quite sure though. It was quite confusing. Alright, well I was expecting that to take a very long time, to be honest. Something I'm putting off doing is making these share slots. I think in theory that's impossible to see them on the same screen. So it should work in my opinion, but there should have been one already, so it's not working. You know what's happening, don't you? It's going through, finding this one, drawing it, but then it's going through here, assigning the slot to it, finding that it's not visible because it's not in view. So we're not seeing it, therefore, you know. In my mind, I can think of a way of having like a variable called like current slot or something, yeah. And then you'd have a range like min slot equals 0, max slot equals 5, whatever, yeah. That would be your like enemies of a certain type. And then you'd have something in your code. It would be blended in with bits of all of this code round in here to actually assign this on the fly rather than having it hard coded in. This is all well and good, having it hard coded. Makes life easier. I mean, we could still have quite a nice level of with just 63 of the, you know, we'd have the player taking up 1. I think it actually takes up 4, the player, or something like that. Even though you only assign it 1, I think its relatives get assigned 1 automatically. But you get what I'm saying. You could still make quite a decent level with that. But wouldn't it be better to, you know, to be able to have 63 on screen at any time and dynamically assign them? But that's something for another day. But that's roughly how I would do that. That's how I'd start. But yeah, what's happening is it's getting here and drawing them still, even though it's not in view. So if it's not in view, I think we're going to have to just not draw it. I think that's going to be the way. I hope this will do the trick, but is in view. Let's just try that. Yeah, see, now we've seen that one. But yeah, annoyingly, he's not going away. Because his visibility bit never gets set, you see. To go, or reset, I should say. Set to 0. Same thing's happening for all of the objects. Look. Damn. So although we set it to 0 here, that's only our cached value of it. Object drawer. I guess we could do something sneaky like this. What do I want to name this stupid label? Let's just call it that. And then every time we set it not in view, we can just set that. We can call that one time to make sure. It's a bit of a bad label name because what it actually does is it calls that last draw little routine, but with the visibilities bit set to 0. Because it will never happen otherwise. But I just add some code somewhere else that I also need to do that. I know that'll do it. Let's just try it. That's a good sign. It's perfect. Just right, yeah. So we shouldn't see any more of them now. And if we go back, we should see the original ghost still. Yeah, but no runners. Because we didn't actually kill this guy up here. We just set him to be not in view. But the other ones we actually did kill. Let's figure out what's wrong with that tile map there. Oh look, 59. What an idiot. Okay. I don't know why I'm messing around tidying up the level because it needs a massive rework anyway. But yeah, so that's okay. Hello, Emook, my man. Good to see you. I've just dawned on me. It's literally just dawned on me this second about a big problem with my code. Now, if you look at the runner there, that's an offset. So I'm not actually setting his position there. Which is a big problem because when you want to do collision detection, we don't want to have to be worrying about what this offset's doing. But I suppose we might have to. We might have to. Because at this stage, I'm not turning back. I'm sticking with it. For this project, of course, not for every project. I think I would have preferred to separate the enemies from the power-ups or whatever else. But this way is quite nice, having just an object. Yo, my man. Have you been adding? Have you got any more exciting coding news, Mook? I have made some pretty good progress. I've learned a lot about. This is becoming second nature to me now with the sprite attributes and the tile map itself. Like I've got to grips with your scroll routine. I actually fixed it. There was something wrong with the left one. It was drawing one of the columns twice on the left when I went left, but managed to fix that. Can't exactly remember now, but it's in the video. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, basically the left column was getting, the very leftmost column was getting drawn twice on that, the way we had it when we went left. Only one time, and then it would move smoothly after that. It was only when you first went left, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's superb. I mean, I'm not totally unsold from my camera approach, where it's it's guaranteed to draw like what you see on the map when you do a collision check. They're both exactly the same that way, Load out. Yeah, I think that was it. Can't remember. It was quite crafty the way I figured it out. I was very chuffed with myself. That's probably the best thing I did recently, was fixing this routine here. I was close to giving up. It was here. It was here. I remember now. I was so close to giving up, and I tried so many iterations of that, trying to get it to work. I think I had sub AB like that, and it was never working. Yeah, so it has just dawned on me about this offset thing, which is really annoying. But I guess as long as I ensure that the ones that aren't using the offset have the 0 set as their offset, we can't leave a value in there by mistake, because it's going to mess the collision up. I suppose that's the next logical step here, is to do the collision. Although I'm not really looking forward to that, because I just do so much of it, it seems. And it's not going to be that hard. It's going to be like doable, just boring again, Same thing that I've done before. But it's a very important thing though. Every game needs it. I do want to make a more advanced player collision. I want to check like I used to with the target movement, rather than doing it directly like this. But it does work, so I'm not going to bother this time around. But it works, but it's not quite like, when it's scrolling and that, sometimes it's a little bit out, because you're reading from the map completely separately, you see. Nice move. I'd love to see a nice clean solution. Oh, sprite on sprite. I was going to ask about that. Specky was saying it's got built-in routines or something for the sprite on sprite. So we're basically going to check with slot IDs, maybe. It's not useful. Okay, fair enough. I mean, with an enemy, I only want to know if they intersect. I don't care about anything else. Just do they intersect or not, and then I'm going to kill the player when they do. Or you actually lose your own armor in the actual game, don't you? But only that 2 did. So you can check that 2 sprites are intersecting, yeah? Like, simply. I bet it's something like loading the 303B with the slot ID, and then probably like poking a next reg or something per pixel. That sounds fantastic. I'd love to learn that, yeah, because I want to make like a bit like R-type style. That's brilliant, man. I was thinking about writing my own routine to do that one day, because I did do it in Java years ago. It was one of the first successful things I did. Yeah, yeah. One day it'd be good doing the transparent pixels though. Like how I did it was I'd done a collision box, and then I checked about the you could break the pixels down in Java and get them into an array. So it was very easy just to check if they were both transparent or both not transparent. I'll try and look it up quickly on Spec Next. Because it's all well and good writing my own collision routine here. But if there's a really nice, clean way of doing it, I don't want to write a stupid way. Ah, okay. C1 if any two sprites to collide on screen. Right, I see. I see. So where the hell is the M and C bits? Well, I would, but would I though? Because what happens if I make it so that no sprites ever collide? Then I'd know it was the player, yeah? But I know what you mean, I wouldn't be able to do anything. It's a bit weird, but it's not that weird. It would be weird in a game that had like bullets. Especially if the enemies fired bullets. Just trying to think in Super Mario even. I suppose no, I do want to be able to collide because I walk past them pumpkins, for example. Oh, that was weird. Oh, that's because I wasn't in the scroll zone. There's some little bug there I just found. Oh, now it works. Yeah. Oh well, I can live with that for now. Basically, don't put any sprites in that first 10 pixels. 20 pixels, whatever it is. 20 cells, I mean. Yeah, so forget that idea then. Let's just do some custom brew. Homebrew collision. Thing is, right, like I say, not everything uses these offsets. But some of them do. And to make matters worse, they're words. And we use the whole lot of some of them, like, I'm sure I put one to move 320. That's weird. Oh, 320. Did I just hard code it in? Right, okay. Well, it's going to make the collision a lot more awkward the way I've coded this, but... Because what I should have done was move the weld position instead of the offset. It's not that bad. I've just got to add both on, haven't I? It's not that bad. Yeah, I've got some collision done. I did do some on the map objects. Yeah, it should be easy. Should be easy. It's the same as what I've been doing, but if you notice how I'm doing that ghost movement, I've got this other offset. So they've got weld position, which sets their screen position. And then I apply an offset to it further to make it move. It was also that I could link it in with the scrolling and get it per pixel scrolling with the tile map. I mean, it's probably a really goofy way of doing it. I mean, I'm sure there's a better way, but this way they keep completely synced to the tile map with that world position. And then if I want to move them, I just use that and let this get handled by the code. That's it. But don't forget the other one was 8 to 1. It reduced down. One of them did. So it caught me out that. It's this one, look. Yeah, load AB, sub B. So you sub the current scroll. But the other one, you just add it. Yeah, I think. Anyway, we got there in the end. I'm just trying to think, do I want to do the collision check from this? I think I do, yeah. Because I've already broken it down into one object at a time here. Object, object. I think I'll just do... I think I'll do it in here. So IX is already pointing at this one of them elements of that array. So we don't have to worry about world position now. They both have a screen position. And we're only going to check when the object is alive. Also, forget about the high byte for player. We'll have to do that separately in a minute. I still just don't like loading it in A. I've been having problems doing that. Like if I load PX, which is a word, that sometimes seems to work for me and sometimes doesn't. Like I seem to have to do that sometimes. Don't know, maybe I'm being stupid there, but I'll try doing that. So yeah, screen is here. And I want the low one. So I'm doing stuff here that I do every time it seems, which is just checking the collision. This is checking the left side of the player, which is in B. So I really want the right side of the ghost or any object. And normally I'd just add that position there and then add the width, which we haven't actually got, but they're all 16 width. Collision box. I mean, I'll have a look, yeah. I thought that's what I was doing, basically. Excuse me. That looks very smooth. Let's have a look. Can't understand it straight off the top of the bat, but okay. That makes a lot of sense. Have a look at this a sec. Looks like someone winking. What's this? Look. Yeah, I've already got the loop through the sprite table. I just need to call this from the update loop by the looks of it, but okay. Does it work that that's a byte, a word? It is, yeah. And then this is the box X, is it? Baddie X, okay. So this is what's really confusing here. We've got the X screen position here in a word, and then the offset here, which is also a word. And I better check, but I think it gets subbed. Yeah, look, add minus. But let's pretend that doesn't exist for now, and I'll get to I'll go collide with the other one. That's moving it, right? But it never gets recorded. Its position, its screen position remains the same. But of course the offset keeps changing. That's why he moves. So it's buggered basically for collision. It's going to be quite complicated. What I'll do is I'll stop him moving for a moment. Right, so that's just the low byte. Okay. Yeah, I want to sub. I know that this breaks it as well when you try and do this. It says that it works, but it doesn't. I need to sub bloody that whole thing from it, to be honest. The whole word. Hmm. It's a tricky one. Because I've got here a byte that we're dealing with. When really it's a word, isn't it? Because he flies along the screen for 320 pixels, that guy. Hmm. I'll put this one in the back burner for a minute because I think I need to use a word for it. Well, I guess I could try just doing the low byte from the offset. Check collision player. So it's going to set this to be object collided, which is probably going to break the game a bit. Should probably just make it object dead, to be honest. For now, anyway. Because the code will already deal with it then. It'll just vanish. Actually, no, it won't. Needs to call that as well. Just as a debug, we could probably get away with just calling it. Because it'll get set straight in view as well, the next frame, if it's still alive. I just realised I didn't call it from anywhere. Okay, stop moving now. That's a bit weird. Oh, it seems that it knows the collision's there. Funny how it didn't clear with him. Eh? I think he's just in a grave. That's weird. It certainly seemed to collide with it with him. But I'm baffled how that works without. And also, why is it stopping the guy from moving? Hmm. I'm just going to check it is definitely that that's stopping him. Yeah. Very odd. Hmm. I scrolled up and by the time I got up here I forgot what I was looking for. Seems so weird. Hey Emook, do you see this here? This 5 lives. If you're still there. Is that the right way? I mean, it works, yeah, exactly as I expected it to, but is there not a way of doing it just with HL? Bearing in mind it's IX. I think I just wanted to check that I'm right in that doing it in that way. Oh yeah, there's where I'm moving the bugger as well. So it must be that HL is getting destroyed or whatever somehow. But going off on a tangent a bit. What did I call the collision thing? Hmm. I find that insane how that stops them from moving. Oh god. I moved away from it and then I realised I needed it. Just try that. No movement. Hmm. Why the flip is he stopping from moving? It must be this. Nope. Phew. It's a right shame because it seems to be working actually. But of course he needs to be moving still. Don't think you can do that, but I wish you could. Oh, you can. It's clearly got nothing to do with that then. Huh. Don't know what's going on. It's most confusing that it's actually affecting this. Like this is meant to be moving him. I tried it without that in there. Right, okay, now it works. I see. I get it. That's because he's setting a ball. Well, you know what? We have a type that can be one of 200 and something things. And one of them things means collided, but I'm going to change it back to dead for a little while. And if there's no collision, return. Oh, got errors all over the place. Label not found, no collision. Oh. Whoops. I didn't think of that. Right, well, it didn't collide. But I think it was in the high byte there, you know, of his offset. This is going to get very confusing now. Oh, damn, this is going to be tricky. Okay, maybe not. Ah. sugar. It is actually hard coded with the specific object and player, so I may as well name it accordingly. I'm trying to think of some little way of just quickly testing. I want like a sound or something like that. I mean, it should set him to dead, but if it gets to here, well, I could put a breakpoint, can't I? Oh yeah, of course I did. I renamed that function. It's not. It's not colliding. It's only the run. Oh, it got the collision with that ghost. How strange. Well, that's good. At least it shows it's only happening one time. So I'm now 99% sure the reason that we're not getting a collision on them runners, as I call them, is the X offset here. That's another offset applied to the position, but it's a byte. It's a word. So I guess I could do. As cack-handed as you can get, but see if it works. No, it doesn't look like it. Let me just wait, make sure I've worked that out correctly. Ah, what a git. This offset, right? It's a word, but not only that, it's a signed word that we start from 0 and keep subtracting from. Can you do and on anything but A? No. Oh god. Oh my god. There's just no point in doing sub 5. It's a bite. I keep forgetting. I've got to rewrite the whole flipping thing here, and I. Damn it. Definitely was. I've got to sharpen that club up. Because that basically just loops it back to where it was. I don't know. I'm going to have to use HL, I think, here. Can't think of any other way. I need to take... I need to subtract a 16-bit number from this 8-bit value. It's not happening. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I like that collision code, but I don't want to wreck it. I suppose I could just copy it here. Let's do that. So you see what's happening, but you know, to rewrite it is a bit tricky. The 16, I don't know what quite that is. That's the comparer. I see, so you get the difference between the two X positions. Add in the width. Compare it to 16. And if it's more than or equal to that, there's no collision. Same with Y. And if there is, then there is a collision. Yeah. It shouldn't be that hard to do it with 16-bit instead then. For some reason I just can't even read it off there. I want it there. Still not 100% sure where that 16 came from, because that was already there. And then these were 4. It's the comparer, so it probably is to do with the width of the sprite, I'd say. Headachesville. It's not right. So we put the player's X into D. And then the object X plus width into A. Find the difference. It's not so easy when it's a 16-bit number. I'll be right back. I just got to go to the toilet. Okay, let's get this done. Thing is, subtracting from HL is not so easy as adding. Hmm. I don't know if I need that to be there straight away. No, I can't get it working like that. Too much outside my comfort zone, because you can only compare with 8 bits as well. So this way I've done the offset here is very much buggering up that, as far as I can tell. Might try doing it this way. More long-winded, but it should be easier in the long run. Although we are having the exact same problem right now with this. Like, if I want to subtract the offset, it could be more than 300. So, you know, it's not going to work. Perhaps the answer is to change the movement code. Because right here, is where I move it, but I could just move its world position. If I actually move its world position, everything else takes care of it. We could remove these. We wouldn't need these offsets. It's a shame though. Mm. Let's stop them moving first. So I won't delete any from my code, but I'll just stop them moving on that offset. In fact, instead of 320, let's just compare 200. So it never goes beyond 200 now, which is obviously 1 byte. Oh, unfortunately, we won't even get to them in time now. Hmm. Okay, let's stop them moving. Now we should find the collision works, because that offset's now taken out of the play. Looks like it kind of does. Yeah, that's good. Oh look, couldn't collide with him. Oh, that's weird. That kept happening a minute ago. Weird. Just move him to 72 in it, see whether we can get him. Oh, how weird. It's this last guy. Oh, and of course you won't see him because of the slot. I find that bizarre. That is so weird. I wonder, are we getting to the point where there's too many in the array and it doesn't reach that in time? super speedy. Still don't. Weird. I'll just try getting rid of most of the all the other things. Weird. So it's got luckily nothing to do with the size of this array. Oh look, it's never triggering that. How's that happening then? That doesn't make sense. What? How is he getting set back to being alive as well? Setting it to object dead should be enough. Oh, the is alive needs to be set to false as well. No, because we call this and that does that. But of course it never reaches here. I find that really hard to understand. And then that one finds it. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, no, that's got nothing to do with it. I find it insane how he's not colliding with these walker ones. But he is the other one. You like it better at super speed? I do like it. It's nice. The jumping feels well cool at super speed. Another easy thing I could do is make it so that when you land, you can't land in like any old position. We could also set it to this frame only for jumping, so we make like stay like that. Whatever's happening there is not colliding. It's something else. Yeah, it just naturally occurs, I think. It's bloody weird whatever's happening there. So yeah, it doesn't work, but it does work perfectly with that other dude, the other ghost. Crazy. Huh. I don't see anything stopping it working on the one type compared to the other. Because here I'm not even worried about the offset anymore, am I? Mm. Comment that out for a while. Have a fiddle with this, but oh god, I'm caught in like 4 mines now. Just delete that. Sod it. Because 200 is not adequate. I need it to be like whatever number I want it to be. I don't want to be restricted to one byte. But if I can't get this to work, which I don't think I can, I'm gonna have to rewrite the all movement code for objects, delete the offsets, and come up with a much more complicated way of moving the world position um, over time, not every frame. the annoying thing is it has to be done aside from the scrolling routine, which is keeping it in sync with the screen scrolling. So that's moving its screen position. For now, let's just make it super duper simple and just have it move on the world position. The annoying thing is it works on these. I'd love to figure out why it was working on them, that the left right ghost, and not the straight one. Even when we stopped it moving. I'm secretly thinking about making like a Street Fighter 2 style rip-off. Obviously, it'll be nothing nowhere near as good as Street Fighter 2, but at least I wouldn't have to worry about the scrolling so much, you know. I feel like for the next project, I probably won't have any scrolling. Think about how much we've learnt for the tile map. It'd be really nice and easy to make some flip levels now. It's so easy, really. Or not even flip levels, like Street Fighter style, where it just loads up into, you know, you go around the world like that. It's like 5 to 10 levels. I mean, I know there is scrolling in Street Fighter 2, by the way. I've always wanted to make a game like Street Fighter 2. Like, I never used to have a clue, but now I think it wouldn't be that hard to do. Maybe in assembly language it might, but not really. It's not that much harder in assembly. Most things aren't. It's just a shame to delete all this code, isn't it? It's not a lot anyway. Let's see what. The super speed. I haven't changed much since you've been gone, mate. I've stopped them moving them bottom ones. The collision actually works up here. Oh, look, now it's not. Oh, I think I just come. What the hell? That was working a minute ago. Oh, there, finally it collided. So for some reason it works with them ones up there. Oh, it's the Y offset, isn't it? Oh, you've made a game. Is it on GitHub, Moz? It didn't collide. Well, hey, see, there you go. So it's just off. Cool. Lucky I figured that out. I was almost giving up on it. I didn't know what to do. Couldn't figure out why that wasn't getting there. Should have went in and looked at the values. Bonk. Yeah, I'd love to see if your code's on GitHub, Moz. I'll load it up one day and have a look on stream. Have a quick playthrough. Excuse me. So let's look at what's happening with the Y there then. Sub E. Player's 32 in height. Probably got something to do with it. Alright, he missed him. It's not on GitHub. Oh, no collision. Didn't have to use it. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Once you sign up to it, it's not that hard. I've got GitHub desktop, and then I just tell it where my folder is, and it just says, "Do you want to create a repo?" You know. I honestly thought I was going to collide that time. Wonder if I had 8 instead. That was weird. Have I got rid of the breakpoint? Idiot. Okay, okay. We're looking better. Somehow we've come back from the dead here. I was thinking I was going to have to delete all the movement code. In that case, let's just try it then. I've added 320 to the ghost's movement. Let's make it 420. Giggity. So I'll put him at 39. He should come flying across the screen and kill me. Or kill himself. Oh, that just collided the X. I think it was wrong. Looked like something to do with the MSB. The breakpoint didn't fire though. Something else went wrong. Interesting. Isn't that weird? Oh, look, you can't compare A in 320, can you? I'll have to do what I did before. Um, so now you can never collide. You can never collide with the if the high bite's not set. That's no good, is it? Giggity. I miss Family Guy. I checked out actually because I haven't been watching any good TV recently, and I found out The Simpsons is back out, which I haven't seen for ages. But that normally means you get Family Guy and all the others as well, doesn't it? So I've got like 5 episodes of that I haven't seen already. I can't remember how I had this. This was probably where the culprit was lying. Because this, what we're looking at here is the offset. It's not the position. I mean, it is, but it's not, if you know what I mean. And it's a signed. That's why. That's why. I was checking if it was signed or not. And it'll be the opposite. It's always going to be signed. Because it starts at 0 and then we subtract straight away. Signed numbers are an absolute killer. Gorilla. Never heard of it. I'll have a look. Is it on C64? Nothing really is better. Yeah, true. Using Zeus. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I'd love to, man. Especially if it's in a playable state, you know. I've forgotten what I'm even doing here. Oh, we're just trying to figure out when it's dead, aren't we? I'd love to know what minus 420 was in a 16-bit, whatever you call that, 16-bit register. Okay, well it looks like, according to my calculator, nice. I'll click that in just a second. I'm just writing minus 420. And I might be wrong here. That's what I make is minus 420. Oh, well done, Micro. Yes, man. Same as mine. Right, let's check Moz's video out. Oh, yes, mate. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Let's get this in cinema mode. I'm just going to use a different browser. This one's annoying with all the pop-ups. Oh. Awesome. Right, here we go. Q basic gorillas. Oh, hang on, this isn't the one Moz made. I get it. I thought this was yours, Moz, for a second. Just the music alone is epic. Awesome. What's it like, tanks? Crossed with Rampage. It's like the original Worms, isn't it? Where's it gone? Do you notice how they struggle? Like, it's moving diagonally, the banana still. Do you know what? I think our code is even more complicated. Oh, that looks awesome, how it breaks the house. It says velocity there, but I don't see any, like... Oh, there we go, there's some curve. That's brilliant. Just like tanks, yeah, I remember tanks. I used to love tanks. That's not your version. Man, if you create this, this will be epic. Because of course, on a next, you can make it even better, can't you? Oh, look at that. I bet you can make it even better on a specky, actually. If you really tried. But on the next, with all this multiply and all that. That's brilliant. Do you know, it's been what's the word? Been an ambition of mine for many years to write Worms, the game. I've tried many times and failed. It's a much more complicated game than meets the eye. Like, it's probably not if you know what you're doing, but there's a lot of things that you don't think about. Like just the level generation alone. And then having it like completely destructible like that. And then you've got all the weapons with the trajectory and everything. The way the worms move. Alright, so I just want to kill him when he's that. Yeah, it's a lot like Worms as well. But Worms is just mega, yeah. I was actually really young. I was still playing games every day then. Like, I think I was like about 12 when I got Worms on the Commodore Amiga. It was, you know, back in the day where you still buy computer magazines and can't wait for the next game and all that. I love them days. Still look back on them. Love them. Alright, so basically if the H byte is not that, we can return. And if it is, we'll check if it's that. I was 12 and I got Worms. They've never gone away. Alright, so if our maths is correct, that should eventually just kill him. It didn't kill him. I'll check that in a minute, Moz. It's called poop.tz. Damn. Oh, eventually does kill him. Alright, so it's too far. It works perfectly, but it's too far, I think. Oh yeah, I got cannot reach page. Probably, maybe it needs www, I don't know. No. Poop. I remember you telling me about how your mate used all his variable names as like poop and Harry. Yeah, I can load up Discord. Poo bomb. Link works perfectly for you. Definitely don't work for me either, I'm afraid. Um, I'm gonna have to do a smaller number, aren't I? I thought 320 was the right amount, but it seemed to not be enough. Let's put it back to 320 then. That's pretty much perfect. If anything, when you scroll, this gets reduced. It's a bit of a pain, that. I could just look at the screen X. Let's leave it for now. So of course the collision no longer works. Mm. Yes, it's a big problem. Set the carry. I don't get it. I was thinking, do we need to sec before we subtract? Set carry. Subtract. I don't think you do when you subtract from A. That's only if you use 16-bit. And you can do OR A. I remember seeing that, yeah. We were doing that earlier. Somewhere in the code that happens. I'm gonna have to do that, isn't I? I'm gonna have to use 16 bits. There's no getting around it. We've got this 16-bit offset to worry about. So the position that's getting reported here is actually off by the entire offset. It's just annoying that all of this stops working because it's you know, because it's 2 bytes. It's so annoying. Okay. I mean, this code here came from eMook, and it does work. We tried it out when we're not moving the sprites, and it did work. But it does get confused when the offset is involved. The secondary offset I've put in there. It's a right awkward thing. I'm not sure if people are getting it or not. It's a stupid. I wish I didn't put it in there now. It worked nicely that it made it easy to move the objects without worrying about messing the scrolling up. But it has made collision a lot more awkward. Mediafire poop.tz. Yeah, that's coming through. Did you? Didn't I think at one point I learned on Z80 you can just do OR A. So you do like load DE 20, load HL 200. OR A SPC HLDE. As far as I know, I might be wrong, but then HL equals 10 now. But yeah, I end up failing with this a lot. Pushing 3K now. That's good going though, man. That's small. Oh, I haven't got a specky emulator anymore. I wonder if I can just drag the TZ onto this. Damn, I can't. What a git. I'm just going to go on JSpecky. Try and do it there. Oh, that's all only games that are on there. Oh, here we go. Can't get it to load. Damn. Doesn't work in JSpecky. Probably the way I'm using it. I have to download Fuse, normally works. Liquid nitrogen. Fuse I'll get, yeah. ZX spin. I might as well get Fuse. I don't mind Fuse. I've got the new PC, yeah. So I've got no emulators left on there at the moment. I've been downloading that huge MAME folder for ages. It still hasn't finished. Right, there we go. I've got it running. And I've got... Oh, it's still not loading poop. What's going on? There we go. I've got it. I've got it. It looks awesome. Let's check it out. Hang on. Oh, oh, look at that. It's got the blue screen of it. Oh, I bet that's zoomed right in. That's why. Hey. Here we go. Does this play? Have a look. Oh, there's no bananas yet. Press Q. Haha. Awesome. Is that like randomly generating it? Man, I like this. This is the sort of game I should have tried making. Seems like fun. Shame no bananas though. Yeah, that would have been super duper. I love the graphics. How you've actually got them. Just ripped them straight out. It's brilliant, man. Nothing wrong with that. It works perfectly, doesn't it? You'll have to add in a little main menu. Pseudo random, of course, yeah. That's brilliant. Procedurally generated, as they call it. I think I'll leave it on the screen just while I roll the smoke so that I might get a thumbnail of that. Bait some new viewers in. Nice one, Micro. 2020. Bananas. Is that the target, yeah? 2021 is too late for bananas. Disclaimer, there's no bananas. Nice one, Micro. Thanks for popping in. Glad you're staying on listening. That's brilliant, that. Where was I on this code? I've just forgotten. Oh yeah, this awkward. I'd love to copy this, but incorporate. I need to somehow incorporate the bytes worth there, the words worth. So I don't think I can. I think it does need a full rewrite of this, unfortunately. Right, let's just try and do it. I'm not sure if it likes that. It should do though, because it can do load HLA, so I could have just done that if not. Let's do that just to make sure for now. Banana flight path is a bugger, man. I don't know how you're going to do. I can think of a way to do that, but it's probably not like the perfect way. I can kind of think of two ways, but they're both almost the same. What I would do though, I would have I'd have a direction, yeah. So the banana would be either going up or down. So that way I could just add or add a minus number. Do you know what I mean? And I could have two separate routines for when it's going up and down. That's how I would do it, but I know that's not the best way. But it's probably one of the easiest ways. But I think one of my projects with the gravity, and I think it's a space taxi one. I think that could be pretty adapted to be the banana quite easily. I'd love to have a go at that though, but I am thinking about Street Fighter 1 clone, like crossed with Street Fighter 2, and also Mikey, you know, Spiky can return back to school next semester. The ZX next semester. So too many ideas bubbling around in my head because I'd love to do that Gorillas game now, but I probably wouldn't use Gorillas. I'd use Worms sprites. Yeah, just not draw it when it's off the screen. Do you know, I'd probably make it so it couldn't even go off the screen. But I guess you can't now with because you've already made the level, yeah. Because you'd need a bit of room at the top, wouldn't you, for that? It would be cool, Moz. I had that thought this morning. I suddenly thought, why didn't I do that? I could make it look fantastic as well with a bit of time and effort. And we've already studied the game quite a lot. We know how it works, you know. We know lots of the little bits that we might not have thought about. I think that will be the only reason I haven't done it is I want to persist with this one for a bit longer rather than quit everyone every time. I'll definitely make at least one level out of this, you know, where you get to the end and go to a door or whatever after collecting the objects. So load HOA. So far we've so good. We've got to there, except for I haven't got this bit. It's the compare that does it, isn't it? By the time we subtract the two, maybe it will always be a byte. I mean, if the difference is any more than a byte, it doesn't matter anyway because you can't collide. But not quite sure I can make it accurate yet. It's tricky. It's right on the tip of my brain. It's that bloody SBC thing as well, isn't it? That's why. Did I really need that loaded there? I don't think I do. Cool, this really is awkward though. One day I'll have to get a look at a proper full game made by someone who knows what they're doing, and I'll have to sit there and go through it bit by bit. Try and get the generic functions out of it and learn how to use them properly, you know. So I'm sure we could rip code out and learn to use it, and then eventually it would become second nature almost, you know, to use that code. Oh, what am I doing here? X plus 14. Not sure if I had to or A twice. Don't know how this affects the flags or anything. I couldn't really be bothered to read it. I'm just gonna or it there. Don't know what I was writing there either. Right, so I'm now relying on E being like D being 0 at this point. Or H, I mean. I reckon we could make it look a lot better than the arcade on the next. A lot better, actually, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fun that way, isn't it? Keep it changing up. Because it does become a real chore to really fine tune a game. You know, when you get into deep into the code. And then you get down to debugging small problems, you know, and then you realise you've got to delete like half of what you've done to fix it and stuff. So when you're at a noob level like us, it's best to start afresh sometimes, you know. Learn what you've learned from it and move on. That's my that's my opinion anyway. But not every time, of course. You've got to strike a balance. You can't just literally, as soon as it gets hard, just delete and move on, because you'll never learn then. I mean, that's okay when you're really first starting out to keep doing that. What I need to work on is separating it all and encapsulating stuff better, so that eventually I can load HL with the player, you know, or whatever object I want to check, and it will go through all of them, all of the objects. Yeah, I would have thought that as well, Moz. I mean, knowing me, I probably still will, but it won't make for good viewing. Yeah, sometimes. I guess it might do. I'm hoping eventually, you know, I won't make so many mistakes. Or they're not really mistakes, but you know, I'll be more confident in my approach, is what I mean, and I'll just get on with it rather than wondering which way to do things. But seriously, it probably could take till when the next comes out in September or whatever it is next year. to get really. Hopefully by then I'm pretty decent at it if I keep going. Yeah, so like I say, by the time we do all these subtractions, it's highly unlikely for h to be anything other than 0. But don't forget h also has the signed bit. Hmm. For now, let's just worry about the little. It's L I want, not E. The lower byte. It's really awkward this. Yeah, I hope they don't use that as some excuse, because it could easily hold them up and then one thing turns into another and there's a big whole chain of excuses going on all of a sudden. Yeah, I'd love to, man. I'd love to. I don't get out and travel that much anymore because I do suffer with a few illnesses, but they're not anything that is too bad. You know, I could easily spend a day out. It's not like that, but any long going on holiday for like a week or something is a bit different. But yeah, I'd love that. Even though we've done this fancy subtractions with the 16 bits, we're still having problems. It's a right pain, this. I feel. Whoa, thanks, Moz. Yeah, absolute dude. I mean, I'm thinking we have to do something like this in here to figure out whether it's in the high byte area or not, if that makes sense. It's just so weird when they're signed because it's all backwards. Do you know what I mean? It's like the two's complement thing. Yeah, I'm like that, Moz. Yeah, I need my own place now because otherwise, oh, it can just get too much. Some days are fine, other days are completely not. You see what I'm trying to do? Is just get the bloody player's position, subtract from it the object's position, only on the X. But this bloody 16-bit offset really throws a spanner in the works. No, actually, oh, I almost had it then. Because of course, we only care for a collision. The the difference is going to be quite small, you know. So of course it will all be in the low byte. But yeah, actually, this is okay. It's never going to be negative, this. It's always going to be positive. Okay. Hopefully I was just making a massive mountain out of a molehill then. Why should be... Why is it actually working already? I think I'll write out why myself though, because it was a bit funky. But it should be much more straightforward. Why is a byte? I'd say it should be 16. So let's pretend player Y is 1. Let's try that. That'll be bloody good if it works. It took ages to write. Didn't look like it. Try them at a different height. God, it's collided already. So that's the byte, the most significant byte messing around now, isn't it? Not the offset. Well, I know one little cheat to get around that. Can we do low BH? I've never seen that. Should be able to. So high bite from both. Don't need that. If they're not equal, no collision. Still no. Damn it. Oh, of course. Oh no, that probably is needed. I mean, that does stop. If you look, without that. Oh, well, it did collide when it was in the high bite. Let me move it up one. It's stopped now. Let's get rid of it. For now, I'm just testing the Y out. So it should collide as soon as the thing appears. As soon as we're level with it on Y. And it does, okay. It's dead. I just want to see at ground level. Oh look, no collision, what the hell? I'm just thinking though, imagine this is 0 and that's 0. Then that should definitely, that would say no collision, wouldn't it? So that would be wrong. I don't quite get that. I mean, I'm sure this might work now, but still not. How long have you been at that one, poop.tz? It looks like you've been at it a long time because it looks pretty decent. Before long you might live stream it. True, the goes are meant to go through you, man. That's very true. They're just a particle effect, they're like a background effect. Didn't want them to have collision anyway. No way. Nah, I don't reckon. I don't reckon it would be. I think everyone thinks that about their own code. I'm just too thick here to figure out why that second one. We're only checking why. It just got to be level on why. If they were both equal. Oh, it really is enjoyable when you get it working. I mean, retro coding's brilliant and you know I love it, but you shouldn't dismiss Unity. It's worth looking at. You can do some great stuff. And there's some cool tutorials, you know. They really teach you a lot about raycast, like all sorts of things, you know, collision detection and all the different ways to do that. Also animation of sprites and stuff. It's nice to have a dabble with both, but yeah, it is nice to concentrate on one as well. I've been concentrating on assembly for months now. And I love it. My brain's just too stupid to figure this out. It's so simple as well. More than or equal. No collision. So that's the difference. If this was 1 and this was 2. Yeah, see, is it taking into account the height? It doesn't take into account the height of both sprites, that does it? The player is just a point in this scenario. It's just a little tiny pinpoint. I'm tempted just to rewrite the whole collision code with the top, middle, bottom, whatever the word is. Top, left, right. It's late in the vid to try it, but I think I'm gonna. I mean, let's delete. Let's comment that so it's not fully deleted. Why not? So instead, I'm gonna try and just find out when there's no collision. Above, below. Yeah, let's do it. One more cigarette and then hardcore coding. I really do want a day of drawing sprites. I had quite a lot. The pumpkin I think looks okay. You can, you know, I was having fun drawing that. Because when there's only 16 by 16, it's so, you can just click every single pixel, you know, so it's like, you don't have to worry about deleting ones and or anything like that, you know. Even drawing lines, you can just go bump, 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 bump. Right, so let's check. Yeah, let's just do Y. See if we can get it working. Instead of killing it as well, I'm just going to use a breakpoint so we can see if it continually fires. Basically when I hit the ground. So I want to know if the player is above the object. So the object's Y is IX plus 6. That's the player's head. Gotta get a Rick roll in. I don't know why they're so aggressive on the copyright for that. It's like 10 seconds. That's well funny. It definitely wakes you up. Forgotten a little bit what I'm doing, but oh yeah. Player above object. So we want to know where the player's feet are, but that's got to be the lesser number. Just have that one. Just Rickroll only. I might write to Rick Astley and say, is it alright if I use your clip? He might be a secret Specky fan, you know? You never know. He's about the right age, isn't he? Wait, what we want to add is height. Have we got a player height? Yeah. Cool. Can you imagine coding like this without the IDE or the extensions? It'd be a lot harder. Right, yeah, so if that is a smaller number than that, we know that his feet are above the top of the object. I know Emoot was using JR there. I think that saves space. Takes a slight bit longer. Well, it might actually be the inverse of that, but I think that was right what I just said anyway. But if Emoot's doing it, I'll probably get used to doing it. It's probably a good idea. I don't know why I'm adding these comments, but have I done this right? It looks wrong. So we've got the roof of the object, and the feet of the player. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have a height for the objects. Let's have it. For now, we'll just have them all the same height. Alright, pretty straightforward stuff that we've seen a million times on this channel now, isn't it? It tends to work in, it's like a Swiss Army knife, to be honest. It works. It might not, it's a bit clunky and uncomfortable and pretty much useless in general, but it does work. Uh, so let's just pretend it's just Y, and I'll just put a breakpoint here. I forgot if we already checked this. Is showing. Bang that flipping computer. It's working so far. It's looking good. Right, let's put him up to 20. So we should collide right at the beginning and then not collide anymore. Oops. Oh, it's all good, look. Looking good. X is by far harder than, it's much harder than that. But interestingly enough, we had X working on that other routine, but the Y was a bit funny. Sure, the X probably was as well. Captain Caveman, yeah, I do. I think they used to show reruns. Didn't he? Was he in like Dick Dastardly as well? Yeah, I see. Can't remember. I'm gonna have to look him up now. I do remember him though. He was like this weird ugly-looking dude. Like, yeah, looks a bit like Cousin It. We should make a game of him, shouldn't we? Maybe Joe and Mac, but have Captain Caveman as the third character. You have to unlock him. Makes the game super hard because he can't like jump anywhere. So all we have to do now is check the X. I say, but it's going to take ages. Captain Caveman. Yeah, I've got a vague memory of it. I could definitely picture him before I looked him up. He looked a little bit different to how I remembered, but yeah, this is the tricky bit. It's gonna look a lot like this, but maybe, just maybe, it can copy straight in. Ah, we've got a collision already. only in that high byte area, and then the collision works. Okay, so we can do that bit I deleted. Idiot. But note that it's not the player's position, the object's position, it was his offset that we've got to worry about. This is where it gets very complicated, actually. I'll try doing it the basic way, like I said first, but just checking both the high bits x8. Need to start calling it x8, it's so much easier. So the x8 for both the player and the object. I don't need the load BH, I remember. So that's the screen position for both the player and the object. And I'm only looking at the high bit. There's only one bit we worry about. Oh, that'd be great if that works. Oh, it does work. Hey, Micro. You have missed a bit, but you've just come at the right time. I've just sussed it out. Most of what I'd done there was deleted. Although I reused it in excuse me, in the code I just wrote. I actually do love your game, Moz. It looks awesome. Do you know, wouldn't this be a great... Have you not played Monkey Island before? And if so, have you played the special edition? Because in the special edition, you can slip between, seamlessly, the original graphics and the new. Just perfect. You press one button and it just changes. Wouldn't that be cool to do something like that with Gorilla? And then you press like F10 or whatever key. And it fades into like a modern... Yeah. That would be some sort of epic stuff. To be able to do that. It's making me want to play Monkey Island again to see how they do it. See the transition between the two. Maybe it just goes to black and then loads the new. I don't remember. But yeah, this is working perfectly. Almost. It looked a little bit out there. Ah, of course, it's not adding, it's pinpoint this. So it's not, this is actually more accurate. Wonder if I can add the width. That's where we've added the width. It's got everything, hasn't it? It's good as well not to get bogged down with scrolling and stuff. That can definitely change everything. You write all your nice movement code. Imagine like you've got your gorillas, your banana doing a trajectory. And suddenly you've got to do an offset for a bloody scroll. Just wonder if I add this to 32 instead, will that help? Because the collision seemed to, like, as soon as the ghost's left side was past the player, it stopped colliding. Oh, now it started too early and stopped still about the same sort of size of box. So I guess it's actually here the size of the box. Yeah, it's pretty close now, isn't it? It's pretty close. Okay, so it's a tiny bit off still, isn't it? It's almost like we should be adding hardly anything there. But that's just going to be pinpoint now. That is a lot better. See, what we actually seemingly need to do is subtract the player's width. Or something's going on. Like, as soon as the object has passed you, it can't collide with you anymore. That's what it seems. Let's have a look one more time. So that's quite a good collision. Of course, remember our offset, the player's origin is a bit transparent. He's got quite a lot of white space around him. It's about there where the ghost is now. It's a bit further to the left, in fact. It's almost like we don't want to add anything there. Wait, what the hell have I just done? Hmm. Can't quite figure out what to change to make this right. Yeah, that or A was nothing to worry about. I was deleting that and I was like, oh, what's this or A? But that's just about the subtract, isn't it? Clearing the carry. So now I think it's like about that, because our sprite is actually 32 wide, but the first like 8 and the last 8 pixels are pretty much transparent. So that would take us to the end of the third cell. It would also give us an extra cell where the enemy can still collide with us. So that's quite a lot better. Oops. Oops. It's good that we can fine tune that depending on the sprite. That's okay now. Excellent. Oh, I didn't get a collision. That was a bit early. No collision with this guy though. The offset must be working differently. That sounds cool actually, yeah. Clay oven. Is that the sort of thing you can just take out with you then, a clay oven? Or you'd actually dump it outside somewhere and use it? Why is this little bugger not colliding? That's awesome. Well, I'm close to ending the video. I would love to get it working completely before I do, but it's been a tough one. There has been quite a bit of progress here though. Just doesn't look like a lot. Oh, the code's gone all over the place. No, I hope that hasn't been like that for too long. Build it on the spot. Okay. It's a heavy bugger then, I take it. Too muddy boots. Awesome. Yeah, I hope it all works out. That looks good. Hope it does, coronavirus doesn't flip and ruin it. Well, I'm happy with the collision, but why doesn't it collide with that other little bugger? Um, just ghost, as it were. Offset. Really, we do nothing different. Still doing the exact same thing. Just a different way of killing. Object dead. Well, look, we do the exact same thing with the ghost walker as we do the normal ghost. So the only difference is that we're not using minus. So this only works for the minus. So then. Get rid of all the walkers. Okay, so Y is working okay. That's why, isn't it? We're subtracting. We have to actually figure out whether this is if it's what type it is. Bit of a pain. That's a right pain. That's a bit of a bugger having to make these, but I don't think there's a way around it. So we wouldn't even need to worry about doing it as 16 bits for that, because we know it's only a small offset for the ghost. Maybe let's do it anyway. Do we have to mess around with the carry for adding? Rest of flags modified by definition. I don't have a clue what they mean by that. I think it's okay for add. Oh, I wanted to subtract the other one now. Yeah, that one needed to be subbed. Okay, that might do it now. Flight's on me. Well, hey, I think it's working. It's not dead accurate. Oh, that doesn't look accurate. Oh, I couldn't move it. It was fairly accurate though. Chainsaw and a fallen tree. Whoa. I wonder how often that happens. Poor thing. So let me try and miss this then. Ah, it's hitting. Something up with that. Oh, I see. Because it returns back there. Okay. In that case, we'll jump to it. And then we'll make another label. And then we could either do that or just change it to that. Should work. And then return, because we jumped to it this time, so it's just the same as doing that. Hopefully. No, we've still not got collision. What was happening? Oh, that's bloody weird. What was happening a minute ago where we got collision was the X was just not, it was just returning out. Good night, Micro. I think I'll give it 5 more minutes trying to fix this. If not, it'll have to wait till tomorrow. I do think it was something to do with adding. Like we subtracted the offset before because I happened to know it was negative on the Ghost Walkers. But this time, it's only a small offset and it's always positive with this one here. And the offset is there. It actually looks alright to me. We get the object's position as a 16-bit number. It's always going to only be the low bytes, to be honest. Then we get the offset, add the two together. Subtract the player's position on the screen. What's this bit? It looks alright to me, it really does. Yes, running out of ideas. Like I said, on these ghosts, when you check collision, it's actually always going to be little, but just the little bytes we have to worry about. I could probably simplify it a lot, but it's a struggle. We've seen it working here. It works pretty fine with them. I'll just double check now I've moved it about. Does it still work? No. Oh, why is it colliding now? What's happening there then? Okay. So it does work, but not when we're moving, it looks like. Oh, it already collided. Yeah, it's definitely not working correctly. Needs a whole rework of how the enemies move, I think. Unfortunately. The way I'll probably do that is just to come up with an algorithm to move the world position. It'll all fall into place then. It's a shame. It felt like there should be a way of getting it working, but you know, with this method. Well, thank you, Moz. Thank you ever so much, man. That's so nice. I'm stuck in two minds constantly now with this. Should I delete, should I change the movement code, or should I try and get the collision to work? Very tricky. I wonder what causes it not to move, not to work when you move, and then, because that definitely works when you stood there. How about if I stand? Oh, see, as I'm holding right, it was colliding. It's still colliding. That's so weird. Hmm. It's like there's bits on the screen that do collide and bits that don't. Yeah, it's true that, Moz. It's very true. Or just do whatever way you understand, innit? I'm tempted to write the movement code again, to be honest. Because there will be a way of not having to do any of this subtracting stuff. If I just get rid of that offset. I could maybe make an offset similar to the scroll offset, where it's just a 1 byte and it only goes up to 8, 0 to 7. Yeah, hone it down. Keep repeating. It's the best way. It was working for a moment. It seemed to be working. No worries. We'll change all this probably. Instead of having this offset. To keep it simple, we'll just clunk between the cells, and then we'll try and introduce some sort of smoothing. So it will be another offset, but it'll just be a byte. We might even be able to use the scroll offset that's already there in the level manager. It's already ticking up and down. I doubt that though. We'll probably need a separate one. Damn it. Well, I'll push it to GitHub now, and then I'm gonna just fiddle with it, try and get it to do that for 5 minutes. I'll push it now. It's mind blowing. Yeah, it was only about a month before I met you, man, honestly, online. Like, when I started the channel, about a month. So I think like 4 months, but I don't, maybe less than that actually. But somewhere around that, about 4 months. Right, so let's push to GitHub. I'm going to get rid of them offsets. Hmm. And now loads of the code will be probably a bit broken. Anything above ix plus 12 basically. So this, for example, don't need that anymore. Right, so here's where we move this bugger. And this time I'm going to just move world X. And this is the annoying thing because it's going to move too quick. And I can't be bothered this evening to make a timer for it or anything. I know you can do dec ix plus 2, but I just don't trust it. Had it not work on me before. Alright, we've already hit a problem where we can't switch position anymore. I'll comment that out, alright? And then I'm going to comment all of that. Like that. And then this I'm just going to comment it all. And then this one is where I'm going to just make it move left, and then that'll be done. Of course we need a timer in here, you know, we can't just click it every frame. And now luckily we can just check if world position for this is the world X for this object. If that's less than the camera's X. Oh, the only thing is that's in pixels, isn't it? No, it's not, it's in cells. And it's already in A conveniently. It's not that convenient really. I think it's C, wait there. No, return NC. So the ghost should die when it reaches the end of the screen. I'm not even seeing it. Should be there. Something's going wrong. Ah yeah, it died. Somehow. Maybe that is meant to be C. Cam X. Cam X is 0 at the beginning. So it can't be smaller. I don't think that's going to fix it, but it did though. And it collided with us. Ah, see, it still collided too early though. Of course, the collision code's very wrong right now. I was doing that what's it called? That offset crap. Yeah, it is leaps and bounds above. It is. Still got aspirations of one day doing a Nintendo game. It's a long way off yet though. Where's the collision code gone? Yeah. So it's much more simple now. Without all this offset. I could have gone back to emooks, to be honest. Just had it the same as is. Damn, I think I've actually deleted that. Damn it. I'll be able to get it in my web history if nothing else. I can't scroll up any further. Get a link. I think I'll call it a night here because it gives me plenty to get on with tomorrow. I need to get hold of Emook's code because I believe it will work now. Pretty much straight out of the box. Because now all I haven't even got an offset anymore. The ghosts that go left and right need a bit of work. They won't work at the moment. It all needs a lot of work, but I know how to do it now. It's funny how smooth it looks quite smooth, the movement. Hmm. Oh well, yeah, that'll do for the night. Plenty done today. I might sneak some in the day, just without streaming, but probably won't. Need to get some sprites soon as well. Add some to the tile map. It's once you get started on doing that, it doesn't take that long, but it's just getting yourself sat down and doing it, isn't it? Anyway, I appreciate everyone for watching. I know there's a few there. Really appreciate it. And I'll be here tomorrow for definite doing this. Hopefully we'll get through the collision quite quickly now, and then we can work on like movement algorithms. We might have to use something like flight paths like we did with Spiky in Space. Yeah, good night Moz. Thanks very much for the comments and the bits. Much appreciated for all that. And yeah, hope to see you tomorrow, my man. Have a good night. See you all soon. Bye bye.